back to Wtf Rc Cars. So we're back on the LMT today, and we've got the Treal 7075 aluminium servo mount or servo tray, and this one's X002TO6VWH. So you can get that from Treal website, or there's plenty of places on eBay that do them. Let's have a look what else we get. So as normal with Treal, it's a very well machined looking part. It looks very nice. We can see the threads are present in all the holes. I've seen a few people complaining with some other brands that they've got missing threads. And we get a whole bunch of screws. And it looks like some stainless steel washers. So by the looks of that, you've got the 3 screws. I'm not sure if that's, yeah, that's 2. So you looks like you get the 4 screws for servo, 4 stainless steel washers, and the 3 countersunk screws for the actual mount itself. Right, so what we're going to need to do to get this fitted. Let's see if we can get you a better view of it. So basically it fits here, so it looks like we can get to both the rear screws, but then we're going to have to remove the servo itself to get to the front screw. So first thing I'm going to do is get all 4 of these out, get the servo off. Probably best if you remove the servo arm, especially if you got these Treal steerer bars on. So we'll get them 4 screws out and the take the servo saver off, and then we should be able to get down to the actual mount itself. So I believe let's see if we can make a bit of room. I believe the servo, yeah it is, so the servo saver itself is a 2.5mm. Let's see if that comes off. Yeah, that quite really easy. It doesn't look like there's an awful lot of threads that hold that in. But we've got no broken splines and no splines on the servo itself. So let's see what size they are. Looks like they're going to be 2mm. See if we can just move this around a little bit. So we've got the 4 screws that hold the servo itself in. It looks like these are all going to come out pretty easy. There's no real issues getting to these. And again, these electric drivers make it a lot easier to work on. And we'll have to see if we can just move this servo out the way without touching the there's a couple of cable ties that hold the cable in place, but looks like we can get to all the mounting holes. So see if we can keep everything in shot. Right, what size are these? Are these still 2mm? Yep. So if we put these down in order that we take them out, we can see if there's any difference in length. So far the original screws look like they're all the same length. So that's got that off. First off, let's see if there's any difference between the stock mount and the Treal one. So it doesn't really look any difference. Very slight shape. But the posts are definitely a lot more beefy, even though they're aluminium. But everything else looks the same. So let's position that. It looks like it lines up pretty good. So I'm going to put the shorter of the 3 screws. I'm going to try and put that into the front hole. Seems as though there's only one of them. And I'm going to put a little tiny bit of thread lock on these because they should, with a bit of luck, just be fitting ones. Hopefully we'll not be taking the servo mount back off. So you just want a tiny bit of thread lock. Let's see if I can hold this and get it in position. Now what I tend to do with things like this is just get a few threads in and then move to the other 2. Sometimes it can be slightly awkward to line things up. So again, a little bit of thread lock. So that's the second one in position. See if we can get that one. Yep, that's that one in. So then we can tighten them down. So this is the Treal servo carrier, or servo mount, servo tray if you like, and this is fitting down onto the Wtf axles. So we're going to have to see if there's any issues getting these on. So it looks like the front one's screwed down fine. The rear one's screwed down fine, but it doesn't look like that one's going. Nope, that one's not happy at all. Let's see if we can back that out and see why. Now sometimes you can get a little bit of burring drop into the threads, so it's definitely worth checking. one's all the way out. That one's all the way out. It does look like the issue here is with the Treal servo tray, because that screw doesn't look like it's going to go in at all. I don't know if you can see that, but that's not even trying to go in. So let's try swapping these. That one goes in fine, so I'm guessing it's a variation on this. Yeah, so for some reason this screw head just does not fit. Now they are the exact same length as the original rears, so that's one of the original screws, and that one drops straight in. So looks like Treal, you've got a bit of an issue with the quality control on your screws, because there's no way that screw head is going to screw in through the mount, and they are the ones that were supplied with it. But you can use one of the original ones, so it's not really an issue as long as you've got your original screws. But yeah, it looks like they fit absolutely perfect. So let's drop the servo back over. Let's see if the Treal servo screws all fit correctly. Now again, with these I would put a tiny bit of thread lock on them, but if everything goes to plan with deliveries, we should be getting rid of this servo, because I'm not a huge fan of the Spectrum servo. For the LMT it feels quite underpowered, and when we get these screwed back in, I'll show you one of the other issues that I'm seeing with it, and I'm not sure whether the amount of play is due to the Spectrum servo or if it's down to the Losi steering servo saver. But we've also got a different servo saver coming that we can try as well, just to see if that takes the play out. Right, so that's the 4 screws tightened. So now we need to get the servo saver back on, and that is very loose, and this car's probably had about 6 packs through it. Right, so that's nice and tightened up, and we've got all the original screws, or one of the Treal ones. So if we take a look at the head of that one, you can see where it was catching. I think it's that one. Yeah, so they're the originals, and then on that one there's quite a few marks where it was catching as we were trying to screw it in. But let's see if we can get you a closer up picture of what we've seen as the issue. So if I support the bottom of the car, it's a bit difficult to see at this angle, but if you look how far the steering bar's moving before it actually turns the servo. In fact, if we lift you back up so you can see the wheels. So basically all that play is literally in the servo saver or the stock servo, and we're going to want to be eliminating that soon. Alright, so that is the Treal servo tray mounted on the Wtf axles with the stock servo and everything, and I quite like the look of it, I like the finish of it. These arms that hold the servo are definitely, not only are they aluminium, but they're also a lot beefier than the stock mount. So now we just need to get rid of all that play. And if I'll show you from front, but that's quite a lot of play, and you can see the servo saver pulling around as well. But thanks again for watching Wtf Rc Cars. If you like and subscribe. Don't forget to ring the notification bell, and I'll catch you guys again next time.